Judge, today's case, it's a family affair.
Fertility issues, family fights, Facebook feuds. I've got a young couple trying to get through all of that. Let's see if I can help.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Jess Troia and Chris Sines. Ms. Troia and Mr. Sines, the two of you been together for 4 years, married for 3, even though you're only 22 and 21. This is one of my favorite things to do. This is a Save My Marriage session. I know I'm the divorce court judge, but sometimes people say we need some help, and I love to give it. So that's exactly what we're doing today. Ms. Troia, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here today?
Yes, Your Honor. I am here today because I am sick and tired of fighting with this man, okay? Ever since I've had a miscarriage, I've had 7. So, yeah.
Take your time.
At that point, it kind of broke me. I told Chris, I texted him, I said, you need to call me right away. I have something to tell you. He says, okay, well, what's going on? Let me know. I'm at work right now. I can't really answer the phone, so what's going on? You know, he kept kind of brushing over everything. And so he finally calls me. I say, look, I just lost a baby. I need you to understand that this is serious. Can you ask your family member if you're able to come here and see me at the hospital? And he texts me and he says, well, they said no. And I'm like, well, why did they say no? And they're like, well, you know, they didn't really give an answer. They just said, no, it's not that serious enough, or, oh, it's not
Troia,
that.
hang on right there. Mr. Sines,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
did that conversation go where you said your wife is in the hospital having lost our child? How did that conversation go at work?
Well, my family said, hey, I need you to step aside for a second. I said, something happened to my wife. She's like, well, what's going on? I said, she needs me to be there. I said, that's my wife. She just lost our baby. She turned around and said, no. So turned around, I went home, talked to my family. I said, you know, that's my wife. I can't sit there and let her just have a baby. I'm supposed to be there for her because she's sitting there upset right now and I'm not there. I said, and so I told my family, I'm not going to talk to y'all for 3 weeks. I said, that's my baby. I said, you're not going to sit there and keep me away from my wife while she's up there crying.
Do you think they would have fired you had you just left?
No. No.
Did you just leave?
I walked off. I told them I'm not working.
But you went to the hospital?
No, I tried to get family members, and they all said no.
Well, you didn't have transportation?
No, not time.
What's up with your family? Don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. We were only dating maybe a year, and they just feel like, oh, you're just dating a year, you know, it's not some big deal. I told them, I said, it is a big deal. I said, it's our first baby. I said, it is something to be up there for. I said, it's a miscarriage. I said, I don't know what miscarriage mean to y'all.
Yeah.
After that, everything just started spiraling out a hill. I posted some things on social media, and one of the family members commented, it's not that serious. And that actually, after that point, I was trying to adopt. And I posted, I went through the process.
How old were you?
That was a few months ago, so.
Let me ask you something, Ms. Troia. Did you get mad at him about that?
I did, because I felt like, you're my husband, you're supposed to be there for me. And even though he was sticking up for me, I just felt like there could have been a little bit more on his part to kind of make it happen.
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion? And I know you're young, and I know you're in a generation that grew up on social media. Something deeply harmful and dark and hurtful is it doesn't belong on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
Right.
It just doesn't. If you got something you want to say to his family, you say it to her family. You do not just, and I know it's that easy, like, I'm going to just express myself. I'm going to let go and tell everybody what a piece of blah, 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 blah they are, but it's not the place to go.
That's
but
right.
you know, you're young, just trying to give you a heads up.
What happened was I posted that, like you said, don't post it, but...
Yeah,
of course,
I understand. I'm not going to keep messing with you about it because I've already fussed at you. So go ahead.
But I posted it on social media, and one of the family members commented and said, well, you don't deserve to be a mother. You don't, you don't deserve this. This is...
What? Go ahead.
Once she told me about that, I was at work. She says, hey, she was texting me crying, saying, hey, you know, something happened on Facebook. Turned around, she talked to me, said, hey, when your family says something, that really hurt. So turned around, I called one of my family members. I said, hey, You know, you need to talk to them and tell them, hey, that's my wife. They have no business. It's Facebook. She can say what she wants.
I actually have the proof.
Oh, could I
the
see
family
that? 'Cause
member.
that's extraordinarily bad. Now, are you comfortable with the manner in which your man comes to his family? Because it looks like to me, every time they come up crooked, and they come up crooked a lot, that he comes and defends his woman. Do you feel that?
No, ma'am.
In his response? Why not?
I actually feel like he's on their side because a lot of times his family member, a certain someone, is always like nagging, like, well, why is she here? She doesn't need to be here. She's not family. And he just kind of knocks it off. Oh, well, she's kidding. Oh, well, she's, don't listen to her. She's just negative. Well, you need to stick up for me because you're my husband and I'm your wife. You're supposed to be there to fight for me. You're supposed to be able to bat for me. And you not batting for me is just making things worse. And it was really hard for me to open up to anybody, especially meeting his, his family.
But he responds appropriately. I mean, obviously, whoever this family member is a jacked up individual because you just don't treat people that way, whether you like them or not. You know what I mean? We get that. But my sense is that every time when she acts up, he responds appropriately. What is he not doing that you would like him to do?
What really needs to happen is we need to make peace. I want to make peace. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of going on my social media account, seeing this person commenting on everything. It's just not a good vibe, and honestly, it's making me just depressed.
So what do you want to do differently in order to gather the peace you seek?
I honestly would like to let things go. I mean, it's definitely hard to do that. As always, it's hard to let things go. Like, you remember what they said and things like that. But I'm definitely willing to forget that and just, say sorry. I mean, and just kind of part ways with that.
Are you feeling different about it?
Do you feel that, Miss Troia?
I do, but I just had to butt in here because he's kind of being sweet. It actually wasn't all sweet and roses. And I slept on the couch that night crying myself. So it wasn't all roses and butterflies. It was definitely a hard time.
I could die without kids. As long as I have her, that's all I care about. I'm not going.
Say it one more time, because it was so beautiful. Say it one more time.
I could die without kids. As long as I have her, that's all I need. I need her support more than anything. As long as she's there to, ask me how you feeling. Are you feeling different about it?
Do you feel that, Miss Troia?
I do, but I just had to butt in here because he's kind of being sweet. It actually wasn't all sweet and roses. So actually one day I had to call the cops on him because we were living in Tennessee, having a normal conversation, how was your day, this and that, and we got into the kids motion, and I'm like, look, what would you think, how would our kids look? What color eyes would they have? What color hair? Would they be as tall as you? Like, just those kinds of questions that we were asking, and all of a sudden he gets up and he stomps and he goes out the door and he opens the door. He says, well, I hope you guys are happy that everybody has kids here because we don't have any, and just slams the door and stomps into the room and slams the door again. And I slept on the couch that night crying myself. So it wasn't all roses and for me emotionally, and just like the intimacy got worse.
Talk about that intimacy. What occurred there?
Well, of course, when you first get married, everything is blossoms, and
sex is
the
great.
Marriage
Everybody looking good.
But then after the losses, of course, one by one, it started getting harder and harder. I started pushing myself away. I started putting a wall up, and then so just recently we had a breakdown about that. It's very close to null at this point. With that topic.
Is it both of you, or
it's me more?
It's you more. Okay.
Because there was actually one time where he was ready for it, and I told him, I said, look, I'm not in the mood emotionally at this point, and he of course got mad at that.
Is that because of the atmosphere in the home, or is it because you're afraid you might get pregnant again and then have to go through all of that? Or it could be a combination of that and some other things.
Right.
What do you think it is?
I think it's both. I think it's he don't want me to get pregnant again because, of course, I am high risk. And then also just I don't feel pretty anymore because you're a type of person that when you're a woman, you feel like you need to give that to your husband, you need to give that to your family. And I just wasn't able to do that. And it was hard on me emotionally and physically. I just didn't feel like my body was good enough for him. Which...
Ooh, you and I gonna have a conversation about that.
So
we really, really are.
And I actually have proof of the calls. I don't have the 89 one, however, I have the 32
Y'all
one.
need to put down all your devices. All of them.
Yeah.
And he called me 32 times.
Okay, I got it. I know where we are. I got so many things for you. If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms, and for exclusive content, go to Apple TV. But you also say that she treats you a bit like a child, and
Yes,
you
ma'am.
find her controlling ways uncomfortable. Why don't you tell me what she's doing that you find controlling?
Well, Your Honor, when I get paid, she sit there, she manage my money. And then when I go out and spend like something, maybe I need some lunch. I'm out of town and my job's 45 minutes away. I need to get something. Turn around, I get a call, and she looks at my account and says, hey, why'd you spend this? Well, why are you getting our food out to eat? She said, it's not healthy. I said, well, I'm not at my shop, so I can't grab lunch at my shop in the refrigerator if I'm 45 minutes out. If I can't leave my job site, I'm at to eat. So when we go out together, I can spend all kinds of money. It don't matter at all. But since then, when I spend money from my job on my paycheck, it just turns around to an argument about saying, oh, why you spending money, why you this?
Your
The reason-
response to that accusation?
No. Okay, I'll admit it. I am a little bit mean when it comes to that sort of stuff, which I'm trying to work on. But one day, I was at Olive Garden. I told Chris I was going there. He knew where I was going. He knew who I was going with and what time I would be home. So he still texts me and says, hey, where are you at? What are you doing? At some point, I was eating. I was trying to eat my food, and I kept seeing my phone ring. And I'm like, okay, I need to turn this off because this is rude. You know, I'm trying to have a good time, trying to spend time with them. And he called me about 89 times that day. Yeah.
89?
Yeah.
What was it about the 85th call that said to you, I'm gonna get a better result than the first 84?
I was gonna get a result. I know it's gonna end up either arguments or it's gonna start me, probably she gonna leave.
So that's not an attempt at communication. That's just harassment and a temper tantrum. You understand that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's just a temper tantrum.
Yeah. I actually have proof of the calls. I don't have the 89 one, however, I have the 32
Y'all
one.
need to put down all your devices. All of them.
Yeah.
And that's when I went home, and he called me 32 times.
Okay, I got it. I know where we are. I got so many things for you. I got a lot of words, and I got 4 gifts. First of all, you're 2 good people.
Thank
And I don't want you to ever forget that. I don't want you to forget that he loves you. He loves you for who you are and what you are. He fights his family for you. He stays with you. He loves you. He doesn't care about the kids. He wants kids. You want kids. I get that.
Right.
But you are so awfully, awfully, awfully young. Time goes on, and do you know, I read up about the concerns that you have. You've got another 25 years to have kids. And science is on your side. It
Of
keeps
course.
improving. So I want you to say, hey, maybe it's not time for the baby yet. Maybe we need to grow up. Maybe we need to get the family together. Maybe we need to be a little bit more mature, and maybe that's when that will happen. So I want you to look at it like that we've been given time to get that marriage together before we had that baby. So that's number 1. And I want you to believe that. Your womanhood is not defined by your ability to procreate. Not at all, never, not at all. Gift number 1. This is a book for 20-year-old women. You know what? The relationship part is back here. The rest of it is about what you are, who you are, what you can succeed in, what you can do. I'm going to give that to you as my gift. The next thing I want to say is this. You want to have a better relationship with his family. You said that. I was so impressed by that because that's an extraordinarily mature thing to say.
I do.
The way to do that is this. everybody comes in here and says, that's just me, that's who I am. I'm blunt. I'm 100, I'm always 100, all that. That's some crap. Yeah. It's not true. What you are is what you're able to do. If somebody came in here with a gun and put it to your head, you would not be blunt.
Yeah,
you would not go to 100. You would, none of that. So it's just, it's a matter of ability and motivation. You can decide to be the mature one in the room. If you get off that social media completely, don't say nothing. If it isn't sunshine and roses, don't write it down, because you know, it's just, that's what it is.
Exactly.
And when you go over to his house, I'm talking to both of y'all, but I'm just kind of concentrating her on a little bit. When you go over to his house, when you go to a circus, you know they're gonna be some clowns there,
That's right? That's right.
So you two need to come into the situation. Look, huddle. Going over to the family.
Right.
You know Doris is gonna say this.
God.
You know Barbara's gonna say this. We're gonna look at each other, touch our hearts. I'm so sorry you feel that way. Oh, you know, whatever it is, compliment them. Go over. Oh, you look beautiful today.
Yeah. I like your shoes.
Whatever. I like your shoes.
Yeah.
House looks fabulous. And they'll still be mad for a while, but after a while, when they can't get to you, ain't no fun no more. Now, so the thing that helped you do this is this book. It's called My Mother's Rules about emotional management. I used to be a lunatic. And I used to be angry all the time. I had social anxiety. I was afraid of people. I was afraid to drive. I was afraid to fly. I was afraid to leave the house. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want no kids. You know, they were taken to my psychiatrist here, there, and everywhere. But my mother taught me how to train my brain to feel and believe and to understand in a manner in which I could take my life. This is the second book for you.
Thank you.
Now, marriage is a difficult thing, even under the best of circumstances. It's hard. You're taking two people with two different attitudes, two different life experiences. You put them in one house, and you gotta say, get it done. Don't nobody teach you nothing. Yeah. Don't nobody tell you how to do it. Don't nobody tell you how to have an argument. Don't nobody tell you how to resolve anything. So I wrote a book about marriage. It tells you how it's gonna teach you how to speak man. It's gonna teach you how to speak woman, because we don't speak the same language at all.
That's right.
Took me 25 years to figure it out, but I got it there. Those are those three things right there. Last gift I have for you. We have a program here where we can hook you up with aftercare. I think you need someone to help you massage that pain, and for you to massage that pain. 7 miscarriages. I can't even get to how that feels. I have no idea. But my gift to the both of you is participation in that, for which we will pay. Will you accept that?
Of course.
I wish you both the best of luck. Love on, love well. A baby will come one day, and even if it doesn't, your love will survive. It really, really will. Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
Talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling now after hearing Judge Lynn's advice.
I really am happy and blessed with this experience. I think that it's going to make our relationship a whole lot stronger.
And you got some reading to do. She gave you a few books there, okay?
Yes.
And do you think you can step up even more and help out with these family issues?
Yeah. You sit there, can't change somebody the way you want them to be.
All right.
So I'm just gonna sit there and talk with the family and see if we can change stuff about it.
All right, we're rooting for you guys. All right, good luck to both of you.
Thank you so much.